How to be a villain.
Yunzi said, "Who are you? Who the heck are you?" Chushu covers his face and said, "You're not really smart." Yunzi said, "You're Chushu." Chushu said, "Oh, finally remembered me." Yunzi said, "To have a pseudo-emperor as a guardian, only you could have that in today's Tianqiong continent. I should have realized it was you. If you want to kill me, just do it already. Your talent isn't bad. It'd be a waste to kill you. I've decided to show you mercy and make use of you instead." Yunzi said, What are you doing? Stay away from me." Chushu said, "It is your opportunity and my mercy for you to become my subordinate." Chushu said, "Consider it both an opportunity and my mercy for you to become my subordinate." Moments later, Yunzi said, "Yunzi greets my lord and expresses gratitude for granting me rebirth." Chushu tossed an item and said, 2 days from now, head to the city master's residence and break this plate. Remember, don't arouse any suspicion." Yunzi said, "Yes, my lord." Tushanyu said, "Master, I think I'm going to have a breakthrough." Chushu said, Luo Qingyu said, "It doesn't seem to be just advancing from the 4th layer of Great Saint to the 5th. It must be connected to the eyeball you consumed." Chushu suddenly carries Tushanyu and said with excitement, "I'll help with your ascension." A few moments later, in a room, Tushanyu screams in joy and said, my lord, your is going to break through." And she screams in pain and joy, "Breakthrough." A few moments later, Chushu and Tushanyu rested on the bed as Tushanyu said, "My lord is unparalleled." Outside at night, Lord of Thousand Faces noticed something and said, "You heir had a breakthrough. Never thought that lazy sister of mine could reach the 5th layer. I'll take a look." Lord of Thousand Faces suddenly travels to a portal. Tushanyu came out of the room and Lord of Thousand Faces said, "You heir, you had a breakthrough." She replied with joy, Lord of Thousand Faces said, "How did you break through 2 minor stages in a go?" Tushanyu said, "You want to know?" Lord of Thousand Faces said, "Of course I do." Tushanyu said, "I'm afraid I'll have to disappoint. My success cannot be replicated for now." Lord of Thousand Faces said, "Cannot be replicated, why?" Tushanyu said, "You wouldn't understand." "Right. Would you like to meet Nongyu?" Lord of Thousand Faces looks away and said, "Why do I want to see him?" "No." Tushanyu came back to the room and said, "Then I'll focus on fortifying my cultivation. Go back to where you came from." Lord of Thousand Faces said to himself, "Yu heir has been ignoring me ever since she met Nongyu. I must investigate his background." At the Tianyao City Master's Palace, Blackstone Hall, Lord of Thousand Faces said, "My lords, I can now confirm that there are no remaining persons left in Tianyao City. Companions of that Feng." And then, Senior Butterfly said, "Feng insisted he did not lie." Lord of Thousand Faces said, "According to my observations, he might actually be telling the truth." Senior Butterfly said, "Why did my mirror shatter if he wasn't lying?" Lord of Thousand Faces said, "There are 2 possibilities. 1, your godly skill has issues. 2, someone tampered with it without your notice." Senior Butterfly said, "Which do you think is more likely, Thousand Face?" Lord of Thousand Faces said, "It might be that pseudo-emperor. Don't forget, Taisu Holy Son Chushu is currently adventuring in Tianyuan City." Senior Butterfly said, "You mean to say that the Taisu Holy Son came to Tianyao City?" Lord Shanshao said, "What is his goal?" Lord of Thousand Faces said, "Chushu is smart, but he must not have expected that we didn't kill Feng, allowing us to deduce his presence. He's too confident." Suddenly, a servant entered and said, "My lords, Yunzi of Wanyao Valley pays a visit." So moments later, at Tianyao City North, in the void, Chushu and Luo Qingyu arrived. Chushu said, "The plan worked. Time to start the operation, Auntie Luo." Luo Qingyu said, "All right, be careful." Suddenly, Chushu noticed something. As the people ran, Chushu said, "What's going on? Shouldn't they be reporting back to the city palace? It's like they know I'm here at City North." Luo Qingyu said, "They prepared in advance. Is your plan exposed?" Chushu said, "The problem must be Feng. Is he still alive? Gotta say, this operation is a little unfortunate." Lord of Thousand Faces said, "You say the Lord Golden Ape has fallen?" Qingyu said, "Great Saint Golden Ape received a Tao curse and died on the spot." Lord of Thousand Faces said, "Impossible. A Saint King is not so fragile." Qingyu said, "Lord Butterfly received a Tao curse for some reason. Lord Golden Ape blocked it for her and died on the spot." Lord of Thousand Faces said, "Chushu. It must be Chushu. He must have tampered with Didi Nu's axe. Only he had the opportunity and motive for this." Qingyu said, "Chushu? It's him." Lord of Thousand Faces said, "That's why we must head north. His goal must be to take Lu Hongyi away." We must stop him and kill him if we can. Liu Hongyi said, "What's going on?" Her friend said, "Why are the monsters all coming here? Did they discover that we broke the formation?" Lord of Thousand Faces shouted, "Chu Shu, I know you're here. Your tracks have been exposed. Show yourself and stop hiding." Liu Hongyi, confused, said, "Chu Shu?" Chu Shu suddenly appeared and said, "Ha ha ha, as expected of you, Thousand Face." Liu Hongyi was shocked and said, "It's really you," and she cried, "To think I'd see you again in this life." Lord Shan Xiao said, "Is it funny?" Chu Shu said, "Lord Shan Xiao, you're a senior. I still need to pay you my respects as a junior." Lord Shan Xiao said, "Chu Shu, was it you who tampered with Didi Nu's axe?" Chu Shu said, "Yes, indeed." Lord Shan Xiao said, "Didi Nu really likes you a lot, but she's stubborn, even though I have advised her many times. And you used her affection to kill her master. Do you feel not a single shred of shame?" Chu Shu said, "Ha ha ha, Senior Butterfly, couldn't you understand at your age? There's no right or wrong in this world, only prophets and different standings. Back then, wasn't it despicable that all you Saint Kings attacked me while I was undergoing my constitution trials? I'm just giving an eye for an eye with Didi Nu. Don't say I'm evil, all the crows under the sky are the same black." Liu Hongyi's friend suddenly grabbed her hand and said, "Sister Liu, is he Brother Chu Xiu?" Liu Hongyi looked at Chu Xiu and said, "Mm-hmm." And she said to herself, "He's still the same Chu Xiu, who can talk freely without fear, even when surrounded by millions of monsters. But who is the woman beside him, and why is she so intimate with him?" Lord of Thousand Faces said, "You have a pseudo-emperor beside you. Tianyao City might not stop you if you want to take Liu Hongyi away. Why do you have to do this when we could have negotiated? Is the fall of Lord Golden Ape and the rage of all cultivators in Tianyao City what you wanted?" Chu Shu said. "Who told you I'm just here for Liu Hongyi?" Lord of Thousand Faces said, "You're already exposed. What are you playing at?" In a distance, Tu Shanyu said to herself, "What does Master mean? Does he have a trump card?" Chu Shu said, "I came to Tianyuan City to train and heard that Lord Shan Zhao has captured many humans, using their essence blood to forge treasures. As a holy son of humankind, of course, I want to rescue my people. As for negotiating, Thousand Face, do you think Lord Shan Zhao will agree to that?" Lord Shan Zhao shouted, "You," Chu Shu said. "Since Lord Shan Zhao wouldn't agree anyway, why shouldn't I act first?" Lord of Thousand Faces said to himself, "This brat, he's throwing his honor away just to make it clear that he's not Demon Chu." Chu Shu said to himself, "You guess that I'm Demon Chu, so what? The Tai Su Holy Son sneaking into monster territory to rescue his fellow humans despite the danger. Who could fault that? What can you do if I just don't admit it?" Lord Shan Shao said, "Pseudo-emperor, I'm going to test the waters of a pseudo-emperor today." Lord of Thousand Faces said to himself, "Pseudo-emperor? Has Lord Shan Shao touched that level as well? He hit it well." Luo Qingyu said to Chu Shu, "This Shan Shao touched the edge of a pseudo-emperor. With his emperor weapon in hand, I might not be able to do anything to him for a moment." Chu Shu said to himself, "I miscalculated. Didn't think Lord Shan Zhao was this powerful. If this is the case, Lord Butterfly will find a chance to target me. I will be in grave danger." Chu Shu holds the soft hands of Luo Qingyu and she said to herself, "This little guy, he's still thinking of my body at this moment." Chu Shu said, "Auntie Luo, take this." Luo Qingyu said to herself, "An emperor weapon, and it's a Tao of Strength's congenital treasure? How much are you still hiding from me, little guy?" Luo Qingyu in purple said, "Woodhead, switch me out. You're not adept in the Tao of Strength and cannot unleash the full might of this treasure. 1 month has yet to pass. You must switch back after the battle." Luo Qingyu in white said, "Don't worry." Luo Qingyu in purple said, "I didn't expect Chu Zhu to have a goodie like this, hehe." Suddenly, Luo Qingyu changed into purple. Lord Shan Shao said in shock, "2 souls in 1 body. The purple soul has revealed herself." Luo Qingyu said, "Little boy, you dare trick me with the white one? I'll teach you a lesson after everything's over." Chu Shu said, "Sister Luo, let's talk about it later. We have business right now." Luo Qingyu said, "With this treasure in hand, it's more than enough to deal with all of you." And she said to Lord Shan Shao, "What? You want to fight me here? While there's an ancient rule for cultivators above great saints to fight in the void, I don't mind breaking it. Worst case scenario, Tianyao City will just cease to exist." Luo Qingyu opened a portal as Lord Shan Zhao opened another portal and said, "Humph, I'll deal with you first and handle Chu Shu later." A monkey said, "The pseudo-emperor has left. Now's our chance to take Chu Shu down." His monkey friend said, "That's right, kill him." Lord of Thousand Faces said, "Hold your hands. Those who disobey will be punished by death." The monkey said, "Thousand Face, he's alone right now. Why can't we act yet?" Lord of Thousand Faces said, Chu Shu's a despicable person. I suggest that we hold our cards and observe before we fight. Don't think I am unaware of your devious plans, old Chu. You think we'll fall for the same trick twice? You look down on us too much, Chu Shu said to himself. Thousand Face is getting restless. Looks like I need to stimulate them a little, KK. Chu Shu said, Everyone, Lord Golden Ape has died because of me, his corpse still warm. Don't you all want to avenge him? A monkey said, Give the orders, let us charge and avenge our lord. His friend said, That's right, let us avenge Lord Golden Ape. Lord of Thousand Faces said to herself, What is old Chu doing? Suddenly, Didi arrived. Lord of Thousand Faces said, It's Didi. A monkey said, Didi is here. Didi said, Chu Shu, why did you do this to me? And she charged toward Chu Shu, attacking with her axe. Lord of Thousand Faces said, Chu Shu is effortlessly dodging Didi's powerful attacks. Qing Yu said, Thousand Face, should we stop her? Lord of Thousand Faces said, We can't. Let her unleash her rage. We'll interfere if her life is in danger. Chu Shu said, Not bad. Hate is indeed the hotbed for strength. Now you look like the barbarian goddess of Tianyao. Didi swung at Chu Shu and said, My master died because of you. Chu Shu suddenly appeared on her back and said, Isn't it because you like me too much? Didi said, You. Suddenly, she attacked Chu Shu, but Chu Shu managed to block her huge axe with 2 fingers. Suddenly, Chu Shu punched her in the stomach as she cried in pain. Cough. Chu Shu grabbed her neck and said, You haven't even unlocked a fraction of the Tianyao barbarian constitution's potential. How do you plan to fight me? You're too weak. So weak you can't even scratch me and I'm holding back. Didi said, You seem proud? Chu Shu said, You must feel so sad that I killed your master and hate me so much. Hey, how does using you again to kill all the monsters here sound? Your hatred will grow stronger if I manipulate you to slaughter them all, won't it? An ugly monster maid said, Stop. Let go of Didi. A muscular, ugly barbarian girl said, Chu Shu, you animal. A fat, ugly freak said, Let's charge and rescue her. Didi said, No. Chu Shu said, The truth is, I have already set up formations in advance. If they get close, I'm confident I can kill them all. Didi shouted, No, stay away. I'm ordering you to stay back. As the ugly bunch charged toward Chu Shu and Didi, they all shouted, Kill, kill, Didi said in pain as she cried, No, why is this happening? Chu Shu let go of her neck and said, You want to know why? Because you're not strong enough. Liu Hongyi's friend asked, Why is Brother Chu doing this? Doesn't Didi like him? And she said to herself, Brother Chu used to be so kind. How did he become like this? Liu Hongyi said, You want to know why he's treating Didi like this? Why? Is there something I don't know? Didi is like a mirror. He sees his past self in her. Chu Shu used to hate himself a lot, hating his own weakness, his powerlessness. That's why he's going to become the same kind of person who hurt him and hurt Didi in the same way. To make her hate him, forcing her to become like the current him, cold-blooded, merciless. You must be thinking he's crazy. You can't really blame him. He was driven crazy by the world. Liu Hongyi's friend said, Sister Liu, aren't you afraid of Brother Chu like this? Liu Hongyi said, Why would I be? He's my only family. As Chu Shu suddenly activated a killing trap formation, it was placed on top of the monsters. Lord of 1,000 Faces said, This is a killing trap formation. How did this happen? Did Liu Hongyi break their prison formation and set up the killing formation for Chu Shu at the same time? Chu Shu said, So what if you figured out my plan in advance, Thousand Face? I still succeeded. Ha 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 ha. Lord of 1,000 Faces said, This place is heavily guarded. How did you tamper with the formations here? He said to himself, I need to stall for time. If I keep him talking, the Saint Kings will return, and I'll be able to save my people. Chu Shu said, It was the day I arrived at Tianyao City. Do you like this gift, Thousand Face? Lord of 1,000 Faces said to herself, He tricked us just like that? Lord of 1,000 Faces said, With your viciousness, Didi wouldn't have survived until now if you wanted to kill her. Why didn't you kill her? Do you feel guilty? Chu Shu said, Thousand Face, with your intelligence, you shouldn't have asked something so foolish. Me feeling guilty? Hilarious. All right, stop stalling. I'll take the lives of these monsters now. Lord of 1,000 Faces in panic said, Chu Shu, wait, think clearly. You kill monsters to take spirit stones from them, right? Tianyao City will purchase their lives from you with divine spiritual stones. Chu Shu said, Oh? Lord of 1,000 Faces said, It's meaningless for you to kill so many people. Why don't you trade with us to maximize your profits? Chu Shu said, You do know me well, Thousand Face, but you're not enough. You can't represent Tianyao City's will and you're unqualified to negotiate with me. I'll just kill everyone to prevent any accidents. Suddenly, a huge rift opened above, and the lords watched. A pseudo-emperor, Tian Yunzi, had just unsealed. Chu Shu said to himself, Sister Luo didn't kill Lord Butterfly and Shan Xiao. Who's that person besides Sister Luo? She looks small, but her cultivation is astonishing. Senior Butterfly said, Chu Shu, let go of Didi Nu. Chu Shu said, since you've spoken, I'll sell Senior a favor. She's useless to me anyway. Take her. Senior Butterfly said, let's negotiate, Chu Shu. What do you want in exchange for letting my people go? Luo Qingyu said, wait, don't forget that your lives are in my hands too. Little Chu Shu, do you want these people dead or alive? If you want them dead, I'll do it immediately. As Lord of 1,000 Faces, Senior Butterfly, and Lord Shan Xiao sweated in fear, Pseudo-Emperor Tian Yunzi said, I would like you to leave those three alive. It's best to have mercy, my friend. Wouldn't you agree? Chu Shu looked at Pseudo-Emperor Tian Yunzi in frustration and said to himself, darn, who the heck is she to lecture me? Luo Qingyu, in purple, said, an unsealed pseudo-emperor, her true form is a tortoise. Don't be afraid, with Shumi Mountain in hand, she's not my opponent. Pseudo-Emperor Tian Yunzi said, my friend, I have intel about the sources of Tao. If you are willing to concede, I will tell you about the land of Tao. Chu Shu said, for real? Pseudo-Emperor Tian Yunzi said, of course, I swear on my shell that I speak the truth. The Holy Master of Taisu Holy Ground has suffered Tao injuries because of you. The only way to heal her is with Tao sources. Chu Shu said, you seem to know a lot, Senior. Pseudo-Emperor Tian Yunzi said, you naturally learn much when you've lived as long as I have. Chu Shu said, your lessons are wise, Senior. It's best to have mercy. I'll let go of the monsters trapped in the formation. But since I've taken the effort to catch them, Tianyao City must pay an equal price. Lord Shan Xiao said, Chu Shu, how are you so sure that I'll fulfill your requirements for these little monsters? Tu Shanyu said, eek, I'm trapped, help me. Lord of 1,000 Faces said, you err. Tu Shanyu shouted, my lord, you err is trapped inside. She's my only sister. Chu Shu counted and said, 1, 2, 3. As Senior Butterfly and Lord Shan Xiao sweated, Chu Shu said, all right, I've counted. There are 24,787 people inside, lesser saints, 5,784 godly, including 8 great saints, 47 skill stage cultivators. Lord Shan Xiao said, all right, what do you want? Chu Shu said, 100 million divine spirit stones. Lord Shan Xiao said, all right, I agree. Let them go. The others were shocked as Chu Shu revealed his emblem. Tu Shanyu asked, my lord, how did I do? Chu Shu replied, not bad, I'll reward you tonight. Tu Shanyu thought of something naughty and said, then, I want it to be like that night. Chu Shu said, okay, sure, return and wait for me. I have something to discuss with Liu Hongyi. Tu Shanyu smiled and said, okay, I'll wait for you. A few moments later, at night Chu Zhu and Hongyi faced each other. Chu Zhu said, it's been a while since I last saw you. Why are you crying? Isn't it a good thing that we've met again? He gently wiped away her tears. Hongyi asked, why didn't you come to find me? Chu Zhu sighed. I offended too many people. Searching for you would have only brought you trouble. Hongyi clenched his wrist and said, I was so angry when I heard you had passed away. I hate those who pursued you. And I hate you as well. Chu Zhu tapped her head lightly. She pouted and said, why would you avenge me if you hate me, you dummy? Hongyi snapped, you're the dummy. You knew how powerful those forces were, yet you still went and offended them. Chu Zhu looked away. I didn't want to either. Hongyi took a deep breath. You must be curious about this as well. Chu Zhu nodded. I see. The blood eye didn't lie. This pendant was dropped from that gray world. He examined it closely and murmured to himself, but I don't sense anything special about it. Chu Zhu handed it to her. Here, I don't know what function this pendant carries, so you should keep it. Hongyi shook her head. You keep it. I'm too weak. I might not be able to hold on to it. If you figure out how to use it, just let me know. Chu Zhu nodded. Okay. After a brief silence, he asked, Hongyi, what do you plan to do next? Hongyi looked at him. Where do you want me to go? Chu Zhu said, my current identity is the Holy Son of the Taisu Holy Ground. With Sister Luo protecting me, I have both authority and power. No one would dare pursue you anymore. Why don't you follow me back to Taisu? Hongyi shook her head. My sword heart needs to wander, to travel and fight. If I settle down, it won't be beneficial to my Tao. I'm satisfied just seeing you again. Chu Zhu smiled softly. You've grown up. Suddenly, Hongyi leaned in and kissed Chu Shu's cheek. She whispered, "We'll meet again at the peak." Chu Shu's expression darkened. "Hongyi, letting me be the demon is enough. You're my one beautiful thing in this world. I don't want to taint your beauty with dust. From now on, I'll protect you. You don't need to go around fighting and killing anymore, okay?" Hongyi hugged him tightly. "If you're the demon, I'll be the demonic woman. I don't want to be the woman behind you. I want to fight with you side by side." She looked into his eyes. "Can you grant me one final wish before I leave?" Before he could answer, she suddenly kissed him passionately. She felt the firmness in his pants and blushed. A few moments later, in Tianyao City, Tian Yunzi asked, "What would you like to divine, Miss Luo?" Luo Qingyu smirked. "What am I going to predict? Can't you figure it out?" She crossed her arms. "If you can't, I'll just leave." Tian Yunzi quickly spun the turtle shell, her expression shifting in shock. "This, you want to divine for Chu Xiu?" Luo Qingyu chuckled. "Not bad, you do have the skills." She leaned forward. "How's that? Can you divine his fate?" Tian Yunzi hesitated. "You're troubling me. His presence is like an ocean of blood, boundless. I can't divine him." Luo Qingyu, dressed in white, said, "If that's the case, divine romance. I'm curious if I'll fall in love with him later." Luo Qingyu, dressed in purple, rolled her eyes. "Bleh, you're shameless. You're a few thousand years old already. Can't you be more proper?" Luo Qingyu in white smirked. "What do you know? We can take a peek at his future by observing our moments, or romance with him." Tian Yunzi sighed. Chu Xiu's future concerns humankind's blood-colored luck. It concerns the outer heavens and the secret to immortality. Luo Qingyu in purple crossed her arms. "Divine, my love." Tian Yunzi gave in. "Okay," she muttered under her breath. "Anything is fine as long as it's not divining Chu Xiu's fate." She spun the turtle shell once more and concentrated deeply. A few moments later, she furrowed her brows. She hesitated before saying, "Miss Luo's love fortune is strong and intact with sons and daughters." Suddenly, she froze. "Wait," Luo Qingyu in purple tensed. "What's wrong?" Before Tian Yunzi could respond, she suddenly spat out blood. Luo Qingyu in purple rushed forward. "What did you see?" Tian Yunzi took deep, shaky breaths. "I was observing your future through your love line. I saw a massive fissure tearing open the sky, with an eerie gray mist engulfing the continent." Her voice trembled. "The mist carries countless monstrous creatures with terrifying appearances, sweeping across the world like relentless waves. Their goal is to kill an emperor." Luo Qingyu's eyes widened. "An emperor? Wu?" Tian Yunzi shook her head. "I couldn't see the emperor's face, but I'm certain he isn't any emperor from history." She swallowed hard. "You were standing beside him at that moment." Then she repeated in a low, ominous voice, "I believe that emperor is your destined one." Luo Qingyu in purple clenched her fists. "Then why did you cough up blood?" Luo Qingyu in white said, "The one Tian Yunzi just saw might be Chu Xiu. Only he has the potential to prove his Tao and become an emperor in this era. His Tao is too unique." Tian Yunzi took a deep breath. "I observed the future along the line and was discovered by a monster in the mist. A single glance from it wounded me heavily. My soul was almost shattered." Luo Qingyu in purple muttered, "What a powerful monster. What's going on in the future?" In another scene, Chu Xiu and Hongyi slept outside on the ground together. Suddenly, Hongyi stood up. Chu Xiu asked, "Are you leaving, Hongyi?" Hongyi nodded. "Yes, I need to become stronger so I won't be a burden to you. Only when I'm strong enough can I truly help you." She gently held Chu Xiu's face and kissed his forehead. Chu Xiu sighed. "We're parting ways again." Hongyi smiled softly. "Parting, so that our next meeting will be even better. Isn't that what you told me back then?" Chu Xiu stood up. "All right, since you've decided to leave, I won't stop you. I'll take you out of Tianyao City tomorrow. Oh, right, I have something for you." Hongyi tilted her head. "What is it?" Chu Xiu said, "Throw this talisman. If you ever find yourself in danger, I will come to your side as soon as possible." Liu Hongyi said, "Next time, I might be the one saving you." Chu Xiu replied, "That day will never come." Suddenly, Cao Cao greeted Chu Xiu, saying, "Brother Chu." Chu Xiu said, "Cao Cao, it's been years. You've grown up." Cao Cao responded, "Yes, it has been decades since our parting. Everyone has changed now. Fortunately, I still have Brother Chu and Sister Lu by my side. Otherwise, I wouldn't know what to do." Chu Xiu asked, "Do you plan to keep adventuring with Hongyi?" Cao Cao said, "Yes, I do. The ones who killed my family must be working for someone. I want to grow stronger and avenge my family." Chu Shu placed a ring on Liu Hongyi's finger and said, I don't know when we'll meet again after this parting, but here, take this, Hongyi. There are 100 million divine spiritual stones inside. From now on, don't put yourself at risk. Think of a plan of retreat before you do anything. Liu Hongyi rested on Chu Shu's chest and said, I'm not a child anymore. You don't need to worry about me. Chu Shu hugged her. Liu Hongyi whispered in Chu Shu's ear, I should go. Take care, husband. As Liu Hongyi and Cao Cao boarded the boat, Liu Hongyi looked at Chu Shu and tears began to fall. Cao Cao said, if Sister Liu is so reluctant to leave him, then why do it? Liu Hongyi replied, because I know, if I stay by his side, I will only become a burden. As Chu Shu and Luo Qingyu watched Liu Hongyi and Cao Cao leave, Luo Qingyu said, this is the first time I've seen you like this. Looks like she's quite important to you. Chu Shu said, if my world is a canvas of darkness, she is my only light. Luo Qingyu smirked. Oh, aren't you afraid that your master or dear sister Hua will get jealous if you say that? Chu Shu looked back at her and said, you don't need to worry about me, Sister Luo. How's the divination? Tell me about it. Luo Qingyu chuckled. You don't need to worry about me either, little man. Do you know why I'm here? She then grabbed Chu Shu's shoulder. Chu Shu said, I don't. Luo Qingyu narrowed her eyes. We had a deal, to make the one in white feel embarrassed, yet you dare trick me. Taking both sides to come out winning no matter what, huh? You're pretty gutsy. As she gripped Chu Shu's shoulder harder, he began sweating in fear and said, Sister Luo, please don't blame me. Luo Qingyu's voice darkened. Blame you? Chu Shu, now fearing for his life, cried out, Auntie Luo, I did this for your own good. Why are you just watching? Come out and stop her. Luo Qingyu in white finally spoke. Be gentle with him. Don't forget, he has the Zhe secret technique. He will recover soon, even if I rip his entire arm off. Luo Qingyu in purple scoffed. What, have you actually fallen for this brat? Now you're speaking up for him? Luo Qingyu in white said, there are still 2 days left until a month. Isn't it time for us to switch back? Luo Qingyu in purple turned to Chu Shu. Is Auntie Luo's waist soft, little guy? Chu Shu, still sweating, replied, Auntie Luo's waist is indeed soft. Why do you ask? Luo Qingyu suddenly took Chu Shu's hand and placed it on her soft chest. Do you want to try somewhere else? Chu Shu panicked. That's not appropriate. Luo Qingyu in white watched silently as the one in purple smirked. Then with a playful sigh, she said, Fu. Chu Shu suddenly found his face smothered in Luo Qingyu's soft, ample chest. He murmured, It smells fragrant. Luo Qingyu suddenly grabbed Chu Shu and ran off with joy. Follow me. A few moments later, in a room at Tushan Hotel, Luo Qingyu, now on top of Chu Shu, said, I'm going to punish you tonight, little Chu Shu. Are you ready for it? Chu Shu stammered, Sister Luo, we're still in Tianyao City. We shouldn't waste our stamina on this. Luo Qingyu smirked. Oh, is that so? She suddenly put him in a chokehold. Don't worry. With your primordial sacred constitution, you'll be able to handle it. Chu Shu trembled. Sister, what are you doing? Luo Qingyu laughed. Don't mess around. Auntie Luo will be mad. Suddenly, Chu Shu shouted in fear, Sister Luo, I apologize. Please let me off. A few moments later, Chu Shu was tied up, hanging from the ceiling. Luo Qingyu chuckled. You're still too young to flirt with me, little guy. Chu Shu pleaded, Sister Luo, you're leaving just like that? You can't do this to me. As Luo Qingyu walked out of the room, someone else opened the door. Chu Shu, relieved, said, I knew you wouldn't leave me like this. But then confusion set in as Tushanyu entered the room, equally puzzled. Master, what happened? Chu Shu sighed. Let me down. A few moments later, after being freed, Chu Shu asked, Do you have business with me? You're seeking me so late at night. A few moments later, Tushanyu approached Chu Shu. Master, the humans captured by Lord Shanxiao have been released. Please receive them. Chu Shu nodded. Well done this time, you deserve a reward. Tushanyu smiled. It's my honor to be able to help my lord. Chu Shu said, Come, show me the way. Tushanyu blushed slightly and responded, Yes, my lord. At Tianyao City, Chu Shu observed the scene before him. Are they, Mourning, monsters, mourn too? His gaze fell upon the golden ape. Didn't tradition expect, Tushanyu explained. Well, there's a legend in Tianyao City. When someone passes away, they will be buried in the Tianyao abyss and go through reincarnation. And they will live a happy life after reincarnation. Chu Shu thought to himself, so monsters believe in reincarnation too. Suddenly, an ape leaped toward Chu Shu and roared, I will kill you. This is for Lord Golden Ape. With a single arm, Chu Shu effortlessly blocked the ape's staff and kicked him away. Chu Shu scoffed, You think a little monster like you can avenge Lord Golden Ape? Are you here to amuse me? The ape growled. Lord Golden Ape saved my entire family's lives and treated his people well, yet he fell because of your tricks. Today, I will give everything I have to make you pay. Chu Xiu's expression turned cold. 30 years ago, your Lord Golden Ape led the monsters to annihilate a human city. Millions of innocent lives were wiped out without a single survivor. It's merciful of me to simply take his life. He kicked the ape away once more and said, Leave. I don't want to kill today. As he walked away, he muttered, Grudges are endless, but if you insist on revenge, I won't back down either. But remember this, you're too weak. Without power, you must learn patience. Mindless rage will solve nothing. The ape clenched his fists. Lord Golden Ape, I will avenge you one day. In a different scene at Tianyao City, City Master's Palace, Front Square, a lady shouted, What's going on? Are the monsters going to kill us? Her friend crying said, I don't want to die. Please, will anyone save us? Their other friend pointed into the distance and said, Look, what's that? That's Lady Butterfly and Didi. A Saint King leading a funeral? Her friend asked, Who's inside the coffin? A demon sneered, Who? It's Tianyao City's Lord, Golden Ape. The Taisu Holy Son of the humans is despicable. He plotted Lord Golden Ape's demise. How else would he have fallen? The lady muttered, Taisu Holy Son. Chu Xiu? I heard he's powerful. Her friend gasped, So he came to Tianyao City and killed the Saint King. A boy pointed at a figure in the distance. Look, who's that? Is that the Taisu Holy Son? A blonde girl with a voluptuous figure exclaimed, It's Chu Xiu. It's him. It's really him. We're saved. Her friend, who also had a curvy figure but was slightly smaller, blushed. He's so handsome. The blonde girl agreed. I didn't think the Holy Son would be this handsome. I wonder if he has a lover. As Chu Xiu walked past Didi, she said, Chu Xiu, one day I will defeat you. Chu Xiu replied, Anytime. But I already gave you a chance. I won't hold back next time. Didi scoffed. So I should thank you for sparing my life? You must think it's funny that I like you. Chu Xiu said calmly, No, I never laughed at you. Only love cannot be laughed at in this world. Didi suddenly began crying silently. From atop a roof, Luo Qingyu in purple observed and mused, Maybe I finally understand why Chu Xiu let Didi go. Luo Qingyu in white, confused, asked, Why? Luo Qingyu in purple smirked, And that's why you're a blockhead. Even though Chu Xiu keeps calling himself vile, despicable, or some great villain or demon Chu and all that, deep down he's actually quite devoted in relationships. Only love cannot be laughed at in this world. Kiki, maybe that's why he never killed Didi. If it were anyone else, they would have died 10 times over. Luo Qingyu in white nodded. I see, so I was right to choose him. Luo Qingyu in purple playfully meowed. Meow, 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 meow. The blonde-haired voluptuous lady approached Chu Xiu. If it weren't for the Holy Son, I would have been sacrificed like the others before me. Chu Xiu said, We are all humans. You don't need to be so courteous. This is simply what I should do. The blonde-haired lady lowered her gaze. Holy Son, I'm willing to serve you. The others chimed in, So do we. Chu Xiu said, Your gratitude is appreciated. If there's nothing else, we should leave now. The ladies revealed their injuries. Holy Son, we might not be able to leave Tianyao City. During our imprisonment, the monsters treated us horribly. We had no food, and they kept abusing us. We're all wounded. Chu Xiu turned to Senior Shanxiao. Senior Shanxiao, the humans are heavily injured. We may need to stay in Tianyao City for a day to recover. Surely you wouldn't mind? Senior Shanxiao scoffed. Whatever. Just don't wander around or provoke the people of the city. Chu Xiu nodded. Thank you. A few moments later, in front of Golden Ape's coffin, his brother clenched his fists and whispered, Golden Ape, your brother is useless. I couldn't avenge you. Please don't blame me. But don't worry, I will avenge you sooner or later. The Taichi Ancient Star should be opening soon. At Tianyao City, Tushan Hotel Chu Xiu poured a cup of tea for Luo Qingyu. Sister Luo, this is premium spiritual tea. Have a taste. Please be generous and don't be mad at me. Luo Qingyu took the cup and smirked. If you dare trick me again, I'll make sure you can't touch a woman for the rest of your life. Chu Xiu swallowed nervously. I wouldn't dare. Suddenly, Tushan Yu and Tushan Qingxue entered the room. Tushan Yu said, My lord, the humans have been taken care of. Chu Xiu nodded. Good work. But there are 2 more things you need to do. First, investigate their conditions. If their constitutions fare well, invite them into Taisu holy ground. Second, brainwash them. Emphasize my efforts and difficulties. Spread the word that I assassinated Lord Golden Ape. Tushan Yu and Tushan Qingxu bowed. Understood. Chu Xiu added, and remember, disguise yourselves as humans so you won't be discovered. A few moments later, on top of a building, the Lord of Thousand Faces addressed his subordinates. You, go spread the word that Chu mercilessly killed Lord Golden Ape. The worse his reputation, the better. Show him no mercy. The ladies bowed. Yes. The Lord of Thousand Faces smirked to himself. I must take the moral high ground and make Chu a villain everyone despises. Suddenly, a person shouted across the city with all her might. The Taisu Holy Sun assassinated Lord Golden Ape in the name of justice. Another person cried out. The Taisu Holy Sun risked his life sneaking into Tianyao City to rescue the captured humans. The Taisu Holy Sun is brave and fearless. It is humanity's fortune to have such a hero. Lord of Thousand Faces, shocked and confused, clenched her fists. Damn you, Demon Chu, why are you always one step ahead of me? Beside her, an ape-like figure growled, Thousand Face, keep a close watch on Chu, he's cunning and ruthless. Don't let him stir up trouble again. Lord of Thousand Faces gritted her teeth. Yes. In a different scene, Chu stood silently outside as snow fell around him. He murmured, Thousand Face, you're really brave. Lord of Thousand Faces, startled, turned sharply. Chu continued, believe it or not, I'll let my sister kill you right now. Lord of Thousand Faces sneered. Bastard Chu, don't rely on others. If you dare, fight me one-on-one. Chu called out. Sister Luo, please be ready. Luo Qingyu turned her piercing gaze toward Lord of Thousand Faces, her eyes brimming with killing intent. A cold sweat broke out on Lord of Thousand Faces' forehead. She pointed at Chu in frustration. You damn despicable! With a flick of her hand, she opened a portal. Whatever, I'll let you go this time. Luo Qingyu smirked at her barbecue. Heck, coward! Chu sat beside her, inhaling the aroma. Smells nice. Tu Shanyu suddenly appeared and called out, Master, are you free? Chu glanced back. Do you have any business with me, Yuer? Tu Shanyu smiled sweetly. I wonder if Master has time to impart some lessons to me. Chu immediately stood up, tossing the barbecue aside. Of course I have time to impart lessons. Luo Qingyu huffed. Pervert. A few moments later, inside a room, Chu said, Yer, why don't you try the first move I taught you? Tu Shanyu nodded eagerly. Yes, Master. A few minutes later. Tu Shanyu hesitated before asking, Master, can you take me back to human territory? Yuer wants to follow you. Chu patted her head. Be nice, Yuer. Stay with the monsters as my spy and feed me intel. I will visit you when I'm free. With that, Chu turned and left, his boat soaring into the sky. Outside, a monster let out a sigh of relief. He's finally gone. His friend nodded. We can relax now. Meanwhile, as Chu cultivated silently, a mysterious formation materialized before him. Chu narrowed his eyes. Who's there? A voice outside the room answered. My name is Enchi. I greet the Holy Sun. Chu remained calm. What do you seek me for? Enchi responded. Your Highness, may I enter to discuss the details? A few moments later, Enchi sat in front of Chu. Chu gestured. Speak, why do you seek me? Enchi hesitated before saying, Your Highness. Chu reassured her. Don't worry, no one dares to eavesdrop on us in my room. Enchi nodded gratefully. Thank you. She touched her temples, and a radiant gem emerged. Enchi carefully placed it on the table. Holy Sun, this is the treasure of rules, an heirloom passed down through my family. It has the power to alter the laws of time. Chu's eyes flickered with interest. Not even Saint Kings can control the rules of time easily. A treasure like this is rare, even across the entire Tianqiong continent. And Qi continued, I want to give this divine stone to you. Chu leaned forward. Tell me your request first. If it's not too troublesome, I'll help you. And Qi asked, Has the Holy Sun ever heard of the Chu family of Lanxing City in the southern realm? Chu's expression darkened slightly. I heard Master mention this family when I became the Holy Sun. Their position is special in the southern realm. Their history can be traced back hundreds of thousands of years. At the southern realm, Lanxing City, Chu family court Chu reflected on the ancient legend. It is said that two individuals helped the Taisu emperor establish Taisu holy ground, a man and a woman. The man bore the surname Chu, but no one knows the woman's name. However, Taisu holy ground has a nameless statue of her, with her face left uncarved. As for why there is no statue of the man named Chu, not even Master knows the reason. The Chu family is the lineage passed down from that man. Chu looked at Enchi. Is what you're requesting related to that Chu family? Enchi nodded. Yes. Will the Holy Sun help me? Chu studied the gem. I'll examine the stone first. Whether I help or not depends on its value. I should inspect it first. No need to stir up trouble over insignificant matters. Chu Shu activated his system. System, scan this for me. I have never seen something like this. A system notification appeared. Notice, Kikiki. Notice 50,000 breakthrough points consumed. Scanning initiated. Chu Shu's expression darkened. That's outrageous, system. You would take my points for that? Notice it's hard for me to do anything if you don't pay up. Notice, scan complete. Item information is as follows. Item Sands of Time type. Special item grade. Emperor grade description. Formed from the rivers of time, this item is so rare that one might not appear for 5,000 years. Effect. Can be used to forge items or pills. Special effect. Spend 2 million points to check. Chu Shu clenched his fists in frustration. System, you damn profiteer. He sighed. Fine, I'll just pay the 2 million points. A system notification appears. Notice. Special effect. Injecting spiritual energy and shattering this item will reveal the rivers of time, pulling the user into its flow. Note, the river of time is extremely dangerous. If you cannot withstand the tides of time, you will age to death immediately within the river. Note, may you treasure your life and don't be stupid. Chu Shu's eyes flickered. So, this sands of time has such a powerful effect. Does that mean I can use it to travel across the river of time, into the future or the past? Chu Shu smirked. I'm satisfied with the stone. Now, speak. What do you need my help with? And Chi hesitated before clenching her fists. For some reason, the Chu family captured my family and locked us away. I used a secret technique to escape while the servants weren't looking. But as soon as I fled, I was caught by monsters. She lowered her gaze. Thanks to your rescue. She hesitated before whispering, if you can save my parents, I will do anything for you, anything. A faint blush crept onto her cheeks. Chu Shu raised an eyebrow. Oh, he chuckled. Fine, I accept. You will return to the southern realm with me. I will send someone to the Chu family to request your parents' release. 7 days later, southern realm, Lanxing City Luoqing Yu, clad in white, crossed her arms. Why did you bring me here again, little man? When do you plan to make me fall in love with you? Chu Shu grinned. Auntie Luo, lend me a hand one more time. I guarantee that you'll fall for me once we return. Luo Qingyu rolled her eyes. All right. As they walked through the city, a lively street vendor called out, Welcome, please take a look, we've got everything. Chu Shu ignored the goods and said, Tell your manager Chu Shu is here. The lady's polite smile stiffened. Please wait a moment, she said sweetly, before turning away with an annoyed expression. Inside Jubao Tower, the lady rushed into the office of manager Jin Chengshu.
Jin Chengshu frowned.
What's wrong? What is there to panic about? She caught her breath. The Holy Sun, he's here. Right now, he's standing outside. Jin Chengshu's face paled. Why did the Holy Sun come to Lanxing? His mind raced. Did he discover my embezzlement of funds? A few moments later, Jin Chengshu personally greeted Chu Shu. Jin Chengshu greets the Holy Sun. What business brings you to Lanxing City? Chu Shu got straight to the point. Her parents have been taken away by the Chu family. I want you to send someone to request their release. Is there a problem? Jin Chengshu felt a cold sweat trickle down his back. After a brief pause, he forced a smile. Of course, there's no problem since the Holy Sun requests it. Anything is fine as long as he's not investigating my corruption. And Qi glanced at Chu Shu. A single word from the Holy Sun can save my parents. Jin Chengshu turned to Enqi. Miss Anne, follow me. I will take you to the Chu family to secure your parents' release. And Qi bowed. Thank you. Luo Qingyu folded her arms. Will the Chu family actually listen? Chu Shu shrugged. I don't know. Might as well try and see if they're willing to sell me a favor. He stretched lazily. For now, let's browse Jubao Tower and see what goodies they have, Lanxing City. Chu family courtyard. A young man scoffed. Grandfather, we have yet to learn the location of the treasure. Are we really releasing the An family? The Chu family patriarch stroked his beard. The Taisu Holy Sun has spoken. We need to give him some face. Tian Yu frowned. What about the treasure? We invested so much manpower and money into searching for the An family. Are we just going to give up because of Chu Shu? The old man shook his head. You're too rash, child. We must give the Taisu Holy Sun face. Release the An family for now. We can catch them again later. We've already given him face. What else can he say? Tian Yu's eyes gleamed. Grandfather is wise. Chu Shu is high and mighty. He wouldn't pay much attention to the An family. I'll send men to capture them once he leaves Lanxing. The elder chuckled. Ha ha. The Chu family has never been afraid of anyone in the southern realm. Outside Lanxing City Gate An, Qi's mother bowed deeply. I thank the Holy Sun for rescuing my family. Chu Shu waved a hand dismissively. You're welcome, uncle. If there's nothing else, we shall return to the holy ground. May fate let us meet again. As he and Luo Qingyu walked away, and Qi silently watched his retreating figure. And Qi's father said, Cheer, stop staring. We need to leave Lanqing City immediately. And so, they left. And Qi thought to herself, I'm finally reunited with my parents. She turned to them and said, Father, Mother, we're safe. Her father shook his head. The Chu family won't let us go so easily. Cheer, you shouldn't have returned. And Qi frowned. Will the Chu family dare resist, even if the Holy Sun has spoken? Father, you worry too much. She then looked at her mother and asked, Mother, why are you looking at me like that? Her mother gently played with her hair and said, My girl, you may have to walk your own path after this. The Chu family will never truly let us go. We can only hope that you'll walk free. Her father suddenly pushed her forward. Cheer, we must leave separately. As they parted ways, he thought to himself, Cheer, even though the An family has fallen from grace, we were once mighty. 100,000 years ago, the founding of the An family had a purpose, to protect the Ji Shui treasure. He turned to her and spoke again. I will now pass the map of the Ji Shui treasure to you. Once I pass it to you, I will forget it. You must protect it. Someone will come seeking you in the future. And she looked at the map and said, But I don't understand these words. Her father sighed. The person who does is the one the N family has been waiting for. You must pass the map to them, and the N family's purpose after 100,000 years will be complete. Then with urgency he commanded, Run, Cheer. You must take care of yourself. Father, Mother, she screamed as she was pushed away. She fell, but managed to land safely. Why? Why is this happening? She thought in despair. Will the Chu family still act against us even after the Holy Sun has spoken? She looked up and saw flying boats. Father was right. The Chu family would never let us go. But why? Are they not afraid of angering the Holy Sun? Then realization dawned on her. No, it's because of their ancestors. The higher ups of Taisu holy ground protect them. To them, the Holy Sun means nothing. She grasped a small object tightly. This is the message talisman the Holy Sun gave me. I hope he will receive this message and rescue my parents. Hongfeng City, a surprise message a little girl in the marketplace called out, Candied haws, fresh candied haws. Chu Shu smiled and turned to Luo Qingyu. Auntie Luo, why don't we rest here for the night and set off tomorrow? He then handed a candied haw to a little girl. Here, little one. Thank you, mister, the girl said cheerfully. Chu Shu then handed another to Luo Qingyu. Here, Auntie Luo, your favorite candied haws. She licked it seductively before eating it whole, blushing as she chewed. Chu Shu watched her, amused. Who would have imagined that the great pseudo-emperor has such a fondness for candied haws? Suddenly, a message talisman flew toward him. He caught it effortlessly. This is the message talisman I gave to Enchi. He activated the message and heard her desperate plea. Holy Sun, the Chu family has captured my family again. Please save us. Chu Shu's expression darkened. Wow, the Chu family didn't take me into consideration at all. Luo Qingyu's eyes widened. What? Chu Shu turned to her. Auntie Luo, let's head back to Lanxing. I want to see exactly what the Chu family is playing at. Luo Qingyu smiled. All right, I'll take you there. Lanxing City, the Chu family gates. At the gates of the Chu family, a man whipped the burned bodies of Enchi's parents. A bystander sighed. These thieves were bold, to dare steal from the Chu family. Another person whispered, I heard one of them got away. The Chu family has issued a high bounty for her capture. A woman in the crowd asked, I wonder what they stole. The man shrugged. Doesn't matter. The point is, nothing good comes from offending the Chu family. Nearby, Chu Shu approached a woman. Miss, where can I see the warrant? She smirked and pulled a warrant from her cleavage. Here. Chu Shu took it and nodded. Thank you, miss. As he unfolded it, his eyes narrowed. It's Enchi on the warrant. His gaze shifted toward the gates. Looks like the two corpses at the Chu family gate are her parents. Luo Qingyu frowned. They might have survived if you hadn't ordered their release. Chu Shu's voice was calm but cold. They have their own fates. Luo Qingyu sighed. Do you want to avenge them? Chu Shu's expression darkened. Not entirely, but these bastards dared to misinterpret my words and treat them as nothing. There's no need for them to exist anymore. Luo Qingyu hesitated. I heard the Chu family is deeply tied to Taisu holy ground. Aren't you worried about angering your sister, Hua? Chu Shu didn't answer. Instead, he stepped forward toward the Chu family gates. Inside the Chu family, on a balcony overlooking the scene, two brothers watched. The younger one frowned. Brother, I heard that the Taisu Holy Son has a bad temper and kills on a whim. Wouldn't he come after us? Tianyu smirked. Does he really dare strike at the Chu family? Don't forget our family is one of the founders of Taisu Holy Ground. Even if he dares, the higher-ups of Taisu Holy Ground won't allow it. He poured a drink and leaned back. Relax, second brother. We just need to wait for Enchi to fall into our trap. She won't keep hiding after seeing the corpses of her parents. Enchi's despair outside, as the burnt bodies of Enchi's parents continued to be whipped, she clenched her fists in grief. Father, Mother, I am ungrateful for being unable to avenge you. She took a deep breath. 1 more hour. If the Taisu Holy Son doesn't arrive, I'll leave Lanxing City and fulfill my parents' final wishes. At that moment, Chu Shu walked past her. She froze, eyes widening in shock. The Holy Son is here! A woman in the crowd whispered. Who's that? A boy muttered. I wonder. Another man gasped dramatically. What is he doing? Suddenly, Chu Shu grabbed a massive statue with one hand and hurled it straight at the Chu family's gates. The crowd recoiled in shock. Who the hell is this guy, daring to smash the doors of the Chu family? Oh no, he's doomed. Thank you so much for watching. That's all for now. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to help me grow my channel. Your support means the world to me. Don't forget to leave a comment below. I love hearing from you. Let's keep the conversation going and get those analytics buzzing. Until next time, take care.